Hi, I'm Greg Spencer, and I'm the Executive Director of SAIR, Substance Abuse Information Resources, and we are a not-for-profit who provides information and a wealth of knowledge to anybody who needs it that is looking for information concerning alcohol and substance abuse. I was born into an alcoholic family. Both my parents are alcoholics, and I grew up around the craziness of alcoholism and drug addiction, mostly alcohol. And I made it till I was 18 years old and never touched a drop of alcohol. I was an athlete. Going into my senior year, I had alcohol for the first time up at Lake George, New York, and it immediately kicked in for me. The first time I ever drank, I loved the effect it gave me, and it gave me took away an awful lot of fear that I always had inside of me. And from that point on, whenever I was going to be doing anything social, I always wanted to consume alcohol. I mean, that was part of it. After I graduated from Siena, I got married, and I continued to drink on a regular basis, and was very functional for an awful lot of years. Right after getting married out of college, we had 4 kids in 5 years, and I worked hard, but I drank every day, and I tried to be a good husband, but alcohol was always primary at the end of the day for me to be able to have some. Fast forward for another 20 years after college, things got bad at the end, and I lost a business. I went bankrupt. My marriage went on the rocks. I couldn't stop drinking, and I needed to, but I didn't know how. What happened was I read something in a library in Hanover, New Hampshire that said if you're an alcoholic, you're a drug addict, and your brain and your nervous system doesn't know and it doesn't care. It's not a matter of willpower. It's not a matter of self-control. You have to stop. That night I went to a 12-step meeting for the first time after getting back to Rutland, Vermont, and something happened at that meeting that I had a spiritual awakening. I had the compulsion to drink stopped, and I haven't had a drink since 1984, since that night. I've worked in the field for 30 years now as a clinician and as a substance abuse counselor. Had a lot of different jobs in the field. And one of the things that we're doing right now is we're trying to reach out to people with with all the new availability of being able to do videos and being able to teach people what alcoholism and drug addiction is really all about, to prevent people from starting it, hopefully, so we don't have to worry about just doing things after they've gotten hooked on it. After I started going out and found out that there was a real need for people, not so much the alcoholics and the addicts who could go for treatment and get treatment. It was for family members, it was for other people who weren't eligible to go to treatment because they didn't have a diagnosis. What we want to be able to do is to reach out and say, we can give you an encyclopedia of knowledge right at your fingertips within our SAIR HUG program. And that's why we're doing this. We've got a terrific set of resources out there that that are available for people. There's a lot of links, and we can tell you where to go and what you have to do to get the answers that you need. So that's why we're doing this, and we're doing it for nothing. We're not for profit, and hopefully people who need help will be able to use our services, and that's what we're doing it, reaching out and helping, carrying a message of hope, understanding, and guidance, which is HUG.